everyone, it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to be using my Stars and Snowflakes die set here. I haven't actually used it before. They are up on the website at www.aussiecardsandcrafts.com.au. But I saw a card that was made by, I think it was Sam Calcott, or it might have been Iced Images. I'm not 100% certain. And I've actually adapted that particular design to utilise these beautiful stars and snowflakes. So I've done a lot of it for us already because I don't want to leave, I don't want the tutorial to be too long for you. But yeah, let's move ahead and get going with what we're doing. The message that I'm putting is just a very simple Merry Christmas, and this is, I don't even know where I got this stamp set from, but I did get it probably from my local store here in Adelaide, and I just call it various Christmas greetings. So I'll pop that aside because that's already in my stamping pad. Okay, so what we now need to do is I now need to give you the sizes of the card that we will be using. So I'm using a white 300 GSM card, and the size that I have got that, the base card, if you cut it to, now what did I take off of that? I'm just trying to think. If you cut it to 9 inches by 6 inches, so 9 inches, don't worry about this at the moment because we're going to cut a piece off of this, 9 inches by 6 inches. And then what I'd like you to do is I need you to trim this down to 7.5 inches. So you need to take off 1.5 inches, okay? Because what we're going to do is we are going to use these beautiful stars as our, to actually hold that card up. Okay, so when it stands up, it will stand up like that with the stars. So, yeah, so I'll get into those in a moment because there's a little bit of a trick to those. But once you've scored that, make sure you burnish it well. Okay, so you then, as I say, you cut that piece off, and that is your base card. You will also need a piece of card that will go on the top here, and that piece of card is going to measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so that will go just there, okay, with that beautiful border around it. And then you'll need another piece that is going to measure 1 1/4 by 5 3/4 once again, and that is going to be placed down here. Now I'm going to do that in a moment, but what I've also done is I have also die cut. Let me get rid of my board now. I've also die cut these. Now what I did and how I did that, it's a beautiful set, it really is. So I've got this one here, and this one is that. But what I've done is I die cut it 3 times, and the last one that I did for this particular one, I did it in the same blue, and then I covered it with stickles. Okay, so this is just it just makes it glittery and shiny. I normally use Wink of Stella, but I've run out of Wink of Stella, and so I couldn't get any at my my local craft store, so I've had to try that today. It has come up beautifully. I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah, it's more in your face. The other 2 that I've done, and I've cut out from here, which is this one here, I've done, once again, I've done 3 of those, and that's going to go down there. And then the other one is just a plain star, but in the middle you will see that I have cut out the snowflake as well. So I've done that as well. So I've got the 3 stars there. Now this part here obviously comes loose as well. So what I have done with those is I've kept them, and what I need to do is I need to put the stickles on. See how I've put stickles just onto the white there, and it's come up really, really, really nice and shiny. I need to do that to these, at least 2 of them, maybe 3. I'll probably do the 3. So I'll do that now because they do take a little while to dry. So I'll pop these ones back onto my my board here so I don't lose them. And just pop them to one side. I will use, while I'm doing these, I will just use my mat so that I don't get the glue on, or any more glue, should I say, on my my cutting board here. So this is it's called Twinkle. It stickles, and it's a Ranger product by the look of it. So as I say, until today I'd never used it. So let's see how we go getting these done. So what I do need to do is make sure that that is clear. And I just put my pokey tool in there. So hopefully that will, yep, that's cleared it. And then just, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I will speed it up after I've done this. But just make sure that it covers all of that little snowflake there. Right, so hopefully you can see all of that glitter on there, and hopefully it dries fast enough. I've put them on a cork board just in case I need to use my heat gun on it, but that can be the last thing that we put on the cards. So hopefully they will be dry by the time I need them. So I'll just pop those up there. And we'll get back to our base card now. So this one is very simple. This has got a bit of a texture to it already. If you wanted to, you could actually run that through a embossing folder, and that would look absolutely fantastic as well. But tonight I'm not doing that. So I am going to grab my glue, and I am just going to attach these. Okay, so that's our base card done. And of course, you put your stamped image in there so that you can write your card. So now the good part, which is the decoration. So at the moment, obviously, that's not going to stand up. So what we need to do is we need to attach these. Now, these must go down, and if you can, I'll just pop it there. These ones must go to the side and to the very base. So just not to the blue, but to the end of the white, okay, because that is what the card is actually going to stand up on. So it's this part here that is going to be glued. Now, to glue this, I'm actually going to use my 2-in-1 glue and pen brush. This is a new one that I got today because I spilt the last one, unfortunately, and yeah, I was really struggling with the other glues. So, but I find this one to be very, very good. It's quick. It's a quick grab glue. So I'm just going to pop it on that part there with the applicator, making sure that I close it so that if it falls over, it doesn't go everywhere like my last one did. So this one is going to be, it's got to be down to that line. So line up your snowflake or your star with that bottom part there and with this here, okay? And you're only gluing that very top part. So you're only gluing that part there, okay? The next one I'm going to use, and you can see I've used them different. You never get 2 snowflakes the same. So the next one I'm going to put is just here. And once again, just have a look and see where you need your glue to be. So I need it to be almost down to those little holes there. So I'm going to turn it over, using the same glue again. I'm going to glue all of that. And this is a really good glue, this one. It grabs really well. It's just great. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it on the other side. So that goes to the side, that has to go down to the bottom. Okay, so it has to line up just there and just there. And then you can then just hold it down. And you can see there, it's already holding. This one here is even stronger, so that's going to be once again. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my ruler. I know that this is a 6-inch card, so I am going to make sure that my point is at the 3-inch mark there. So I'm going to put a very tiny mark there, and this will then go over these other ones. So making sure that it's nice and straight, you pop it there, and you glue once again just this top part. Okay, so the glue mustn't go past this part here. Okay, so there is the first part of our card. So you can see it stands up there nicely now. There we go. Now, what I need to do is I need to see if these are dry, and I don't think they are. No, they're not. Otherwise, they wouldn't stick to my finger. So I'm just going to use the heat gun whilst these are to dry these off, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so they're nearly dry. So I'm just going to pop them aside for a moment, because what we also need to do, our Merry Christmas, and I'm going to pop the Merry Christmas over there. But I would like to actually use some heat embossing on this one, so I'm going to use that. Now, what I'm doing, I'll just pop my card aside for the time being. I am going to pop this right down the bottom here, just in case it doesn't go correct the first time. So I'll butt that up against that corner. I'll put my magnets in place, and I will use my anti-static pillow just to make sure that we get a nice clean. By the way, this was just a scrap. I'll measure it for you in a moment. Oh, in fact, I can measure it for you now. It's 1/2 inch. So yeah, it's just a 1/2 inch scrap that I cut off from somewhere that's in the same blue as the card. So what I've done is I've centered it, and I can just cut off for whatever length that I want then. So I'm going to use the Versamark and ink up my stamp. As I say, this stamp set is, I don't know where I got it from. I probably got it from a place called Paper Flourish, which is down here in South Australia. But it's got lots of different Christmas themes on it. So, and a lot of them aren't too flowery. So, okay, just press that down. Make sure that you give it time for the sticky substance, the Versamark, to actually get onto that paper. And that looks really good. So next, as you would know, this is where the magic happens. I'll work out how long I want that to be. In fact, you know, I'm going to mount that on some white card as well. So I'll just grab some of my scraps. I think it will stand out much nicer if it's on white card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that down, and then I will cut it. And that is going to be placed just there. And I'm going to use some foam tape for that. So I'll just turn that over, grab my foam tape. And that can go right across there. Now, if we go back to our other ones, I think I'm going to have, this is once again this is what I'm doing here. I think I'll put one there and one there. And then I think I'm going to use Nuvo drops just to put a few more little snowflakes on. So I'm just going to glue these ones down. And there's the second one. So to finish it off, I am going to use my Nuvo drops. Now, don't ever use Nuvo drops straight onto your card. Always make sure that there isn't an air blockage in the top, which there isn't with this one, which is great. So I'm just going to dot these around. Once again, I'm not going to be too specific. And there we have it. Now, what am I going to call it? I'm going to call it my, well, the stamp itself is the stars and snowflakes. So I think it's going to be my star and snowflake card. It's, as you can see, it stands up beautifully. I really like it. I think it's a beautiful card. It has a little bit of dimension in it, as you can see, but you still should go through your Australia Post. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please, if you have enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel because that really does help me. I would also like to invite you over to our Facebook site as well. So if you're not already a member in our Facebook group, it's Aussie Cards and Crafts. Pop a request in and we will be delighted to have you. Love to see some of your projects and get some inspiration from you. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from, is my own groups. So I'm really pleased about that. Now, with the stars and snowflakes, this is on my website, and that is www.aussiecardsandcrafts.com.au. I will tell you now, because I did put one up yesterday, another tutorial with the swirling Christmas tree, and unfortunately there was a lot of people that were upset because there was only five dies to sell, and they sold out within about 3 hours. So if you're wanting this die, there are only 5 left. This one is my one, so obviously you can't have that one, but there are 5. There are a further 5 in my stash here that I can let you have. So get in quick if you want them, and I will get them in the post to you. Thanks for watching tonight. As I said, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next few days with another tutorial, probably another Christmas card. Thanks for watching. Bye.